Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be going over the lesson called What is Stress? By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to define stress, differentiate between eustress and distress, explain the difference between acute, chronic, major, and minor stressors, recognize common stressors among teens, evaluate how perception influences levels of stress, and describe how the body responds to stress. Stress is the body's physical and psychological reactions to situations people perceive as threats. Imagine that you are about to give an oral presentation, confront a friend who let you down, or interview for a job. All of these situations might cause you to feel stress. For example, many people find public speaking scary or threatening. Giving an oral report may cause stress, which makes people feel anxious, a psychological reaction. Physical reactions may include trembling, sweating palms, and an upset stomach. Sources of stress are also called stressors. Stress is unavoidable. Everyone experiences it at times. Fortunately, stress that is managed properly can be beneficial. Stress can motivate people to learn and grow. A person may use stress to overcome a challenge. There could be stressors as relationships. Personal relationships can be a major source of stress when disagreements arise. School. Many high school students feel pressure to do well in school. Balancing the demands of teachers, jobs, activities, and college applications can be overwhelming. Environment. Some teens live in homes that are crowded and noisy. Serious financial issues, food insecurity, and homelessness can also cause teens to worry. High crime neighborhoods, bullying can also make you feel stress. Technology. Technostress, or stress caused by the constant presence of technology, can lead to constant incoming messages and pressure to stay active on social media. Inner conflict. The pressure you exert on yourself can cause stress. Making choices, especially choices between two desirable options, can cause stress. So can feeling, so can the feeling the need to be perfect or not make a mistake. One study by the Pew Research Foundation revealed that social media causes stress in several different ways. You see people posting about events that you are not invited to, feel pressure to post positive and attractive content about themselves, feel pressure to get comments and likes on posts, and also you cannot control what other people are posting about you. Teens who spend the most time on social media have higher rates of depression compared to those who spend less time. Although social media enables teens to stay connected with friends, this connection does not always provide the same supports as face to face interactions. Teens who connect more through social media than through in person interactions may feel socially isolated and lonely. There are different types of stress, and people of all ages experience many types of stress. Some stress is positive, and some stress is going to be negative. There is eustress, which is positive stress, which encourages growth and motivation. So, an example of this would be you get the lead in a school play. This might be a little bit of a stressful time. You have practices after school every day. You feel like you're the lead, so you have that little extra stress added on. But it's a fun thing to do, and you're going to grow as a person. You're going to make new friends. It stretches you a little bit out of your comfort zone without being too stressful. So that would be an example of a good stress. Maybe you are starting in a soccer game. Maybe you are getting to be the president of a club. Those would all be examples of good stress or eustress. Distress is stress that causes negative feelings and harmful health effects. Trauma is extreme stress due to deeply disturbing events such as disasters, sexual assault, and violence. Toxic stress is repeated exposure to severe chronic stressors. Examples of this would be neglect, abuse, family rejection, partner violence, death of a loved one, extreme poverty, substance abuse, loved one going to jail, and community violence. The impact of perception. This one might be a little bit different for you to think about, like maybe you haven't heard of it before. But our perceptions or beliefs about a situation in your life can affect how much stress you experience. Now, this is pretty interesting because it gives you a lot of power in how you relate to a situation. Um, some of you might have heard recently a lot of positive mantras where you talk to yourself and you give yourself good, positive self talk. And the way you talk to yourself can change the way that you view a situation. So even if two people experience the exact same stressor, each person may interpret or think about the stressor in a different way. In fact, the meaning a person assigns to an event is sometimes a better predictor of how stressful it is than the event itself. If I tell myself it's not going to be that bad, I can do it, then it probably won't. But if you are anxious about it, you think about it negatively all the time, let's say the first day of school, you're super nervous. You're like, I'm not going to have any friends. I'm not going to know what to do. I'm going to have all these questions. Or you go into it saying, this is going to be a great year. I think I'm going to make new friends. I think I'm going to like my teachers. I think I'm going to do really good in my schoolwork. Even that positive self-talk will just change the event itself. So the body responds to stress in a couple different phases. So there is a type of reaction to a stressful experience. Natural biological processes happen, and it's called the fight or flight response or stress response. And when a person experiences some type of threat, the body's immediate response is to mobilize resources for fighting off or escaping the threat. So there's different stages to the fight or flight response. The first stage is the alarm stage. Your heart rate, your blood flow, and breathing is going to increase to supply more blood and oxygen to your muscles, brain, and vital organs. Your pupils are going to widen to improve vision. Digestion or reproduction stop or slow down. And then there's the resistance stage. Your body devotes energy to maintaining its stress response heart rate, and breathing remain rapid, which helps deliver oxygen and energy quickly to the various parts of your body. Then there's the exhaustion stage. If the perceived threat persists, the body may continue to maintain its stress response for a long time. Over time, this will use up the body's resources and lead to exhaustion. After the fight or flight response, so actually you can see a picture here of what different things are happening. So you're going to have increased vision, but actually hearing loss. How many of you have ever had that, where you're in a stressful situation and someone's talking to you and you don't hear anything they just said? That's happened to me maybe we'll say multiple times, yeah. um, and then there's other body processes that are going to be happening during the fight or flight response. After it, there is the relaxation response. After a stressful event is over, the relaxation response occurs. This is basically the opposite of the fight or flight response. The body gradually returns to its resting state. We have reached the end of our lesson, and you should be able to define stress, differentiate between eustress and distress, explain the difference between acute, chronic, major, and minor stressors, recognize common stressors among teens, evaluate how perception influences levels of stress, describe how the body responds to stress. So we have a couple questions we're going to go over. And these questions are going to look a lot like the questions you have on your assignment. So make sure that you are either jotting these down or completing the assignment as you listen to this video. The first question is give one example of eustress and one example of distress. What type of stressors can lead to toxic stress? How does your body prepare to fight or escape in the fight or flight response? What happens in the relaxation response? What type of stress is caused by the constant presence of technology? And then the last question is, what stressors are you currently feeling? Now, just remember, there is good stress and bad stress. So you can put either one for what stressors you're currently feeling. All right, so here's the answers. The answer number one is eustress is getting the lead in a play, and distress could be failing a test. The answer number two is neglect, abuse, family rejection, substance abuse, partner violence, and extreme poverty. The answer number three is increased heart rate, blood flow and breathing, widening pupils, slow down non-essential processes. Non-essential processes would be like digestion. The body returns to its resting state after a stressful event. That's the answer number four. The answer number five is technostress. And the answer number six is going to be different based on what you are currently feeling, your current stressor. What you're going to do now is head to the Schoology assignment to complete the questions, and then please reach out if you need anything from me.